Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back for your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Hedera Hbar. So with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. One thing that I have been addressing on this channel is DeFi on Hedera. And listen, I'm not the only one that has seen it boom. Hashgraph Wallet actually just put out a post talking about how Hedera DeFi is booming. In January, they actually introduced the token creator tool, and since then, over 60 HTS tokens have been created so far. That is more than 3 new tokens being created every single day. And of course, SauceSwap has just hit 1 billion HBAR in TVL, and this is just the starting point. I'm very excited about how the ecosystem has been prospering, and again, with SauceSwap creating a lot of these liquidity pools, and I've been talking about it even with XRP, with the AMM. The liquidity pools, it's a game changer for the ecosystem because it allows projects, especially newer projects, to create a market for their token. We just recently saw Galaxy actually create a liquidity pool on SauceSwap. And since then, the volume, the liquidity around the token has increased drastically. This is what we want to actually see from the ecosystem. We want to see the ecosystem prospering through liquidity pools because, again, that liquidity is so damn crucial, especially for individuals that are buying, selling, trading, swapping, you name it. Now, talking about that, we just saw SauceSwap actually collaborate with Synapse Protocol. So to expand access to the Hedera network, we've collaborated with the Synapse Protocol team on a bridge integration proposal. And by the way, this is a pretty large player in the overall scene. They are the largest cross-chain bridge with over $40 billion in volume and 2 million users. You can help by contributing ideas to the linked discussion. Let's attract more users and liquidity to our network. And when we actually talk about the decentralized exchanges TVL ranking, which by the way, this thing is flat. I mean, look at the chart for this thing. It is absolutely flat. And when we look at the dexes, right? Scroll down the list at number 28, you have SauceSwap. We have surpassed a lot of these major players on this list. And I'm very excited to watch SauceSwap really kind of take over and push even further into the top 15 and then possibly even the top 10. At the top 10, we're talking about roughly over $167 million worth of TVL. I personally believe that that is easily achievable with how much growth there has been around Hedera, specifically within the DeFi space. But beyond that, check out the overall TVL on SauceSwap. We are now over 1.03 billion HBAR in TVL. You can see how this is a major upswing since even the start of the new year. And in terms of even USD, it really kind of started all the way back in October, where we were sitting at about roughly $26 million. All of a sudden, boom, we're at 70, almost $4 million. It's kind of crazy to see how fast this has been moving. And you can actually see the overall market cap here. You can see the sauce price, see the fully diluted valuation, and then you can even see the 24-hour sauce volume, and you can even see sauce liquidity. Volume on the 24-hour span, though, on SauceSwap in terms of the entire decentralized exchange has been about $3.39 million. This is very, very significant. And by the way, if you guys did want to go over to SauceSwap's website and check out how much money is in the liquidity pools, here you guys have that. 73, almost $74 million. And like I said, previously in a video, if you go back to just the beginning of the month, going back to January 7th, we were down to about 61 million. So this has grown over $10 million this month alone. If you go back to December, well, we were sitting at about roughly 58, almost $59 million. So this thing has been on fire. You can actually even see the volume right now. It's very exciting, and you can see all of the major pools, which I did include it in a previous video. But this is why DeFi on Hedera has been taken off. Now, the Masari crypto breakdown. This is Q4, right? So this is Q4 of 2023, and this is the growth. 164 million daily transactions, 78% quarter-over-quarter surge in market cap to $2.9 billion. SauceSwap dominates with 95% of the $64 million TVL, which, like I said, now has grown tremendously. But also beyond that, Council allocates 4.86 billion HBARs, $400 million for ecosystem growth, which we did break down. which we are still waiting on this to actually be released. But beyond that, we have Nick Garcia from Masari Crypto. We have the state of Hedera Q4 2024. The Hedera network closed a strong 2023 with its strongest quarter of the year. Transaction volume set another all-time high. TVL set an all-time high as well. A $400 million ecosystem fund was announced as well, and EVM tolling continued to improve. We could actually see the overall growth here. It is tremendous, to say the least. I mean, Hedera has been up only in terms of the overall growth. You can even see the year-over-year change as well in terms of revenue. You can even see the market cap, active addresses, daily transactions. By the way, active addresses it's basically grown almost 100%, 89.8% revenue year-over-year change, 1,900+%. That's crazy. Average daily transactions grew over 11,000+%. And you can also see the DeFi TVL, 160, almost 9% growth there. I mean, it's crazy to say the least on how fast Hedera has truly grown. Here you also have the Hedera network transactions. They've increased 6 straight quarters as well. Very exciting stuff. Beyond that, TVL. So here you actually have the Hedera network ended 2023 with a TVL of $64 million, an increase of almost 170%. You could also see the TVL US dollars. And you could also see on the blue, it's the DeFi TVL Hbar. Again, up only. Beyond that, the GC. The GC is allocating $400 million to enhance the Hedera network. Which, by the way, I'm very excited to see how well this $400 million does get put to work. Because in the past, when we have addressed a lot of these allocations and unlocks, I mean, they have done very well. A lot of people are very disappointed with it, but if you go over to the Hbar Foundation, look at where a lot of those grants went and look at some of the big players that have been building with those grants. So I actually don't think that this is bearish at all. Again, short term, we could see some volatility, but I actually think that this is very bullish long term. Beyond that, Hedera continued to heavily invest in its EVM capabilities. We have all of the major releases here. Down here, we have the Hbar's circulating market cap increased 78% quarter over quarter, 2.9 billion. Outpacing the overall crypto market's growth of 54%. This quarter 4 growth brought Hbar's year-over-year change to 211%. Again, as we really look at these quarterly updates, they only get more and more exciting to look at because it just shows you how significant Hedera has been doing. Again, I know everyone's caught up in the overall price action of Hbar, which it did increase 211%. But I want you all to understand that there's a lot more that meets the eye than just price action. There's a lot going on behind the scenes within the ecosystem. Elaine Song, the ecosystem strategy at the Hbar Foundation, said, "My favorite takeaways from the Masari Crypto State of Hedera Q4 2023 report. Year over year, 89.8% average active addresses, 123.4% average daily new addresses, 28.1% average daily NFT active addresses, and 169% DeFi TVL." Again, these are extremely exciting statistics because it does show you how much adoption is happening on Hedera right now, even if it is from the retail sector. But beyond that, we also got a ton of huge announcements from the team. So number one, and we talked about this a little bit with FPOS, in 2022, Hedera council member FPOS Australia joined with BPay_Australia and new payments platform Australia to form Australian Payments Plus, AP Plus. As such, AP Plus is now a member of the Hedera Council effective immediately. Now, why is this exciting? Well, we've talked about how big of a player FPOS is. I'm sure everyone out there that is Australian can really kind of vouch for me on how big of a player they are. We've talked about them in the past. And in fact, a lot of people have been actually saying that they utilize this as Australian citizens. But beyond that, check this out. So we actually have the full breakdown. AP Plus has over 150 partner institutions and processed 3.9 billion transactions in 2022. Operating in the public interest, AP Plus is a member-owned organization with a diverse range of members, including Australia's domestic banks, international banks operating in Australia, some of the country's largest merchants, payment service providers, and payment processors, together with a range of challenger and disruptor brands focused on specific markets and products. Guys, this is a giant leap for Hedera because we have major exposure to giants out there in the banking and the financial sector. This is very exciting. And we also have, in addition, this past summer, AP Plus announced that global financial services technology leader and fellow Hedera GC, WorldPay from FIS, had joined Australia's domestic debit network FPOS as a member. This enables WorldPay's customers to benefit from FPOS's secure online payments capabilities and features designed to keep Australians safe in the digital economy. And we also have the Chief Information Officer at the Australian Payments Plus say that with distributed ledgers, payments organizations like AP Plus can benefit from increased transparency, enhanced security, and improved efficiency in transaction processing. AP Plus has several initiatives underway to ride the wave of innovation, with Hedera unleashing the full potential of DLT to transform our organization. And guess what? That means that these 3.9 billion transactions could very well be settling over Hedera. And also, we could now have exposure to 150 plus partner institutions. That does include, of course, Australia's domestic banks, international banks operating in Australia, and some of the largest merchants, payment service providers, and payment processors. So this is what we love to see. This is what we have been waiting for, is the big players lining up to tap into something like Hedera. Also, last but not least, get quick pick. So I've been talking about some of the categories within the space that are erupting in overall focus. DePIN is one of them. We're excited to announce that Get Quick Pick, the Hedera-based delivery as a service DePIN, has launched on the Hedera mainnet to drive financial inclusion throughout Africa. As a delivery as a service DePIN that connects local drivers with users who need to send their packages, Quick Pick helps solve the issue of fragmented delivery across the continent that makes the traditional process of sending an item both slow and unreliable. Again, all I'm thinking about is the significant amount of transactions that this is going to generate. By creating new jobs, expanding market access for local businesses, leveraging next-gen stablecoin payments on Hedera, and supporting local economic growth, QuickPick is actively driving financial inclusion throughout Africa. Built with the highly scalable Hedera Consensus and Google Maps, QuickPick logs all driver journeys on the Hedera Consensus service, protect customers and drivers from accusations of fraud, theft, and item loss, providing workers with added job protection. And again, think about all of the transactions that this is going to generate. This is a massive move. For each driver journey, the HCS is also used to log all carbon emissions, enabling the team to offset their carbon and accurately report all their ESG data as they move towards an electric vehicle fueled sustainable future. Do I even need to mention that we are gaining even more transactional demand from this with this innovation? As well as the HCS, QuickPick also leverages the Hedera token service and the Flutterwave APIs for its KPL stablecoin, ensuring maximum cost efficiencies for both drivers and users. So this is just continuing on how many TPS this could really be generating. A lot of people are asking the same question. How much TPS are we talking? And when you actually look into this article, right? So they do address a few things around transactions. At the end of the day, they're not going to give us a specific amount of transactions, but if you look at some of the deliveries, they've already carried out 4,500 plus deliveries. They have 650 plus app downloads, 110 plus motorbikes under Quick Pick management, and 25 plus paying B2B customers in Nigeria, Ghana, and beyond. So this is a smaller company, but I do believe that they are going to expand rapidly by tapping into something like DLT. I think that this is a major game changer. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Again, there has always been a focus on Africa and a lot of these major players, major areas like Africa that need to have some sort of financial inclusion built within it. And I love to see Hedera becoming a big leader in this area. Of course, even Ripple has been expanding within the African region as well. So I'm very excited about this. I think that this is a great innovation. I think that this is exactly what we want to see. And again, all of this is going to create more and more demand of the network, which ultimately leads to more and more value on the network, which again leads to HBAR rising in value. So very exciting stuff. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join for your Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Nick. Peace out.